now.
Welcome to the Halo Outreach Podcast, where we reach out to you, the Halo community, to keep you up to date on everything that's going on in the Halo universe.
What is going on, everybody?
Yo.
Welcome to the inaugural episode of the Halo Outreach Podcast. We are 1 year old. We're learning how to walk. Finally, we're doing it. This is crazy to even think that it's 1 year ago that we started the podcast with a bang, mind you, with Jeff Easterling and John Friend on the podcast. It was a really great time. I mean, I don't know what to think, man. A year's flown by so quickly. We were talking about Outpost Discovery then. It's been a whole year since that event. But we got a lot to talk about.
Is this a full year since we first recorded, or full year since our first episode was posted?
I'm pretty sure full year first episode posted. I have to go back and look. I just remember unintentionally we started the podcast on Bungie Day. And then we looked back and I'm like, oh shit, yo, podcast is on Bungie Day? Oh my god.
Right.
So I thought that was pretty cool. We're pretty cool people. We just do stuff that's cool unintentionally.
I mean, it's in my name, so I know a thing or two about it.
I mean, yeah, cool with a K though. It's not that cool. Anyway, we have a lot of stuff to talk about. It's going to be a huge month for Halo in general. So you guys are going to want to keep it locked to the podcast, to both of our channels, which will have links down in the description. But Halo 3 got a PC release date announcement today, so we're going to go over that. We have an official date for the Halo Infinite gameplay reveal that we've all been waiting for. So we're going to be giving our thoughts on that, among other things, little stuff about the Halo TV show and a bunch of other small topics. But that's going to be the two main things we're going to focus on. So first and foremost, Kevin, how the hell are you? How's your week been? What's been going on with you?
Week's been pretty good, man. We had a pretty solid 4th of July weekend, and we just stayed home pretty much. We really didn't do anything. We didn't light up any fireworks just because in Seattle, pretty much anything within a 30-minute drive of downtown Seattle, you're like not allowed to light up fireworks at all. And so we just were like, you know what, let's just don't even bother with it. Plus we're in an apartment complex too, so it just makes it a little bit more tricky. So we just kind of we went on a nice drive over the weekend and just drove around and enjoyed chill, low-key weekend, which was great. And then I cut my own hair, so that was cool. Yeah,
nice.
You know, gotta learn those COVID skills, man. You gotta learn something.
Gotta adapt.
I watched so many tutorial videos of like, hey, you just gotta lift up, you snip, you lift, and then you snip, you know.
Oh, yeah. Did I just shave? I mean, I've been cutting my hair for the longest now because I don't trust barbers ever since I moved away from New York. Like, I moved to North Carolina, and I don't know, I just don't trust barbers to touch my hair. They always mess up somehow down here. I just freaking one on the buzzers. Zoom, zoom, zoom. All right, I wear a hat half the time anyway, so it don't matter.
Yeah, I'm thinking like moving forward, like I'll just be doing this. You know, I'll just cut my own hair, save the money. You know.
Yeah, save the money, dude.
You'll save that money. But other than that, I got a little bit further in Jedi Fallen Order. I think I'm on like the last mission of that game. Yeah.
Nice.
And then the other day on yesterday, Monday. Yeah, recording this yesterday. So on Monday, I played actually some Titanfall 2 multiplayer. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. I know. It was weird. But it's because we've seen a good population surge since the release on Steam. That like it's up to like 10,000 concurrent players right now, which is pretty crazy. And so I'm like, well, now's the time to do it. And I'm actually like, I never really was a fan of Titanfall's multiplayer, but now after playing it on Monday, I'm like, actually, I'm kind of like want to keep playing it now. I don't know if it's like
Titanfall 2. It's like a love-hate thing for me.
Yeah.
Did you play Part 1's multiplayer at all?
Oh yeah, I played a little bit of that too. I own it on PC as well.
I much prefer Titanfall 1's multiplayer.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Titanfall 2's campaign is amazing.
Amazing.
Love its campaign.
Yeah.
Yes. But its multiplayer, I just never could get into it. I don't know, you felt more powerful in the Titan you felt more powerful in the Titan in Part 1, and you also kind of could be a pilot and still hold your own against the Titan in 1 better than you could in 2. It was much easier to destroy a Titan in Part 1. I don't know, I just like the flow of combat better in Part 1. A lot of like the hardcore, I think, would agree, but
I think also
Could be
the
in the
map. I
minority.
think the map design though in 2 is a lot better for the multiplayer as well.
It probably is, but I don't know. I just could. I maybe have to go back and try it. I know it got a really big surge after Apex came out. A lot of people bought it and started playing it again. I don't know. I haven't just had any desire to really go back, but maybe I will.
But yeah, if anyone here is listening, you gotta play that campaign, man. It's not too long. It's like
So good.
5-8 hours long or something like that. Like you're kind of your typical shooter length campaign. You know, not too long.
Top 3 best FPS campaign
Yeah.
of this generation for sure. Like
Like,
a lot of people give Infinite Warfare a lot of shit. I think I've told you this several times. I don't know if you've played it yet, but
No.
Infinite Warfare has a excellent campaign. Forget about the multiplayer. Forget about the zombies. It's shit. The campaign is amazing. You will love. You have like just. I will buy it for you. Just fucking play it. It is really, really, really good. I think you'll love it. If you're a sci-fi fan, it's a sci-fi Call of Duty. It's amazing. It's a really good campaign.
Yeah.
I'd put that up there with Titanfall 2.
Yeah, Titanfall 2's gameplay for the campaign is amazing. The story, it's good enough. You know.
Yeah, it's an average story. Nothing groundbreaking. It's just the gameplay parts.
If average was like 5 out of 10, I'd give it like a 6.5. You know,
Yeah.
where it's like it's
not that
good enough to where
like
actually,
rock your world.
yeah, it's not like Last of Us or anything. You know, one.
No.
I should say. But yeah, it's a solid game though. So yeah, I've been doing that, and that's about it. Really, it's kind of just, staying indoors as always. How about you, pal? How was your 4th weekend?
4th was good. Hopefully, everybody out there had a safe holiday. If you're an American celebrating 4th of July, America, just about like everybody else, stayed home. It's kind of a pandemic going on still. It's not getting that much better here in the States. So, been chilling with family. I got family up down from New York, I should say. My mother-in-law and stuff
down.
is visiting, so I have company. Yeah. I always say, like, when I'm going to visit, I'm going back up to New York. So, besides that, been playing a little bit of Destiny 2 lately, getting back into that.
We
Just
played
to fill that void.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Fill that void until Infinite. I just need something new and just to turn my brain off and just shoot stuff and have fun. And Destiny's pretty much the game for that.
That's exactly what Destiny is designed for.
Yeah. And then I've been sprinkling in a little bit of Halo 2 Lasso. We're about 6 or 7 missions through that right now.
I'm sorry.
It is absolute hell. I really hate 343 for making those achievements in MCC. I would be done with MCC if it wasn't for the Lasso achievements. So there's that. And besides that, ain't really nothing new. We can go right into our first topic though.
Yeah.
Halo 3 on PC, which we played the flight extensively. We have a release date for that finally. They announced it today, and it is the 14th of July. 1 week from today of this recording. So by the time, if you're listening on YouTube, Spotify, Podbean, on the next day when we upload, it is going to be on the 14th. But 1 week from Bungie Day, which we basically said on this podcast, we said either Bungie Day or the week after. We could say 1 or 2 weeks out after the flight ended, and it seems to be true. So we even got a new trailer for it, showcasing, as they do with each PC release, showcasing the new main menu takeover for Halo 3, and looks a lot better than Halo 2's. That's for sure. Just the Warthog, which I'm still kind of salty about. Really would have rather seen Arbiter or so,
Yeah.
After that CE Cryopod one, I was like, dude, that looks awesome. We got to get a cool, up-res shot of Arbiters doing something cool and on the background. None of that. No energy sword, no battle rifle, just a Warthog. I don't know. When I think of Halo 2, I don't think of a Warthog. I think of a lot of other things before that, but this Halo 3 one is pretty dope looking. I like it. We had like AR shots, BRs. The Spanker made an appearance in there, and that might not even be the full thing. We'll have to wait and see when the game releases what the main menu takeover is. But personally, for me, Kevin, I am more excited. Everybody by now knows my opinions on Halo 3. It is definitely one of the best Halos in my opinion, of course, but it's not my favorite Halo. I am actually more excited for the features that are coming to MCC than the actual game itself, because this is going to be a big patch coming with this game. We're going to have the challenges, the full challenge system coming with this. The Thorage update is coming with this. Customization options, new customization options for CE as well with Season 2 of MCC. There is a lot of stuff. Reach audio fixes. There's a lot of stuff to be excited about, besides just, the pinnacle of the series releasing on PC, people being able to finish the fight finally. There's a lot of cool new features coming, so I can't really wait for that. What are your opinions on the release?
Can't wait. This is what I think a lot of people have been waiting for the MCC. Honestly, I got almost to the point I feel like they probably should have started with Halo 3 on PC. I think that might have been a little bit more hype for the product as a whole. Obviously, I understand their take and why they went the route that they did. They probably also wanted to make sure that when Halo 3 did release, it was a extra shiny, polished product, and I'm sure they probably like, well, we're probably gonna do some fumbling on the way there, so we gotta make sure Halo 3 isn't our first go, So I gotta kind of understand that. But yeah, like all the new updates, especially with like the updated Forge, the updated theater mode, the challenge system looks awesome. I mean, it's gonna give you a reason to grind every week, every day, every season. With the new season coming in as well for season 2, and that's gonna be like they said it's 100+ items within the season. So get your grind on, because you're gonna need to do it for sure.
Yeah.
And so just super excited about this. And also, actually, all the competitive ranks are being reset as well with the release of Halo 3. My guess is they're probably doing this so they can probably unify the ranking systems for console and PC. And so then when crossplay finally comes in, the system's there for it. They also said that the old system was like it was kind of janky. It wasn't. It certainly has flaws in this new system that they have. Definitely is much more functional. I think it's like the same ranking system as they had previously, so it still functions the same for the player. Just the back end, it's a lot easier to work with.
Back end stuff.
Yeah. Now I'm not quite sure if they went with like the Halo 2 style of ranking up, or they went with the Halo 3 style of ranking up. If you know the difference.
Assume a Halo 3, yeah.
Because Halo 3, basically, even though you started at 1, your hidden rank was actually 25, and that's why if you won a bunch in a row, it was easier to get up to 50 a lot faster than it was previously. And so I wonder if I got in touch with postings about that.
Alt accounts just to fucking boost their way up to 50 real quick.
1600 MSP for a 550 and bungee helmet. But I also reached out to postings about that too. He just said like it's the same thing that you've had previously in MCC. Just that the back end is a lot better for developers. So sadly enough, all your ranks are going to reset. But honestly, I'm kind of all for that. I'm kind of cool with like having my ranks reset, because it just gives you a new reason to jump out and play some more. Might breathe some more life into some of these more dead playlists like Reach and Invasion and stuff like that. Because people are like, hey, we're all back at once, so let's hop in and play again, Hopefully.
Yeah.
That's my hope.
I could see both ends of the argument there, yeah. I could see people be like, cool, now I got something else to grind towards, but I gotta see other people be like, what the fuck, dude? I worked hard for my rank. Yeah. Why am I getting reset? But
I think everyone's just gonna be playing Halo 3 anyways.
Yeah, nobody cares about Reach anyway, dude. Once I mean 2 and 3 are gonna be your, even when 4 comes out, nobody's gonna care about it. It's 2 and 3 are the legs of that series. The legs of MCC. That's your. CE even has its own dedicated fan base too, more so than Reach, I would say. But whatever. I'm like I said, I'm really excited for the features. I'm excited to play more Halo 3 because it does feel better than it's ever felt, and especially if they get the hit registration thing down that they're working on. If it means an increase to the velocity of the BR, dude, that is freaking music to my ears.
Yeah.
Even if it was a quarter increase, because I think off the top of my head, like we talked about this before, and they actually broke it down in the last big community update. That it's like 180 world units compared to the BR of Halo 2 is like travels at 400. So even if we got up the Halo 3 BR to like 250 and really change that, having to aim ahead of your targets in the projectile system or whatever people want to call it, it's still technically everything in Halo is projectile. It's just different speeds. Like they said, Reach DMR may seem like hit scan, but it's actually just projectile at like 4,000 world units, which is crazy to think about.
Effectively hit scan, yes.
It's hit scan, all in but the name. So if we can get an increase to the BR's velocity, that would alleviate basically every freaking problem I have with Halo 3 because I could never
That
wrap
would really
my head.
help. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Halo 3 has great maps. You know, it's the gameplay loop is classic Halo. I don't have a problem with equipment like I do with armor abilities. Like there's a lot to love about Halo 3, but that BR, the main weapon that you use, just always felt like a freaking potato.
And also with the bump up in the frame rate and resolution, that it's less forgiving on the MCC than it was on the original 360 as well. I think that with that bump of resolution and frame rate. So I think that's one thing they're kind of looking into of how they can compensate for that. And I did see a video as well where they modded Halo 3 and they tested out different bullet velocities, and like they did side by side comparison, like, you know, running in a line trying to shoot a guy leading their shot, that like if you just bumped up like bumped up like 25% on the bullet velocity, it makes a world of difference in hit registration. That actually it might mimic more classic Halo 3 than it actually does right now, which is pretty crazy to think about. So they're looking into that, trying to figure out the hit registration. I think they're probably figuring out all of that for the MCC. It seems like each MCC release there's like a little bit of hit registration wonkiness, except for Reach. I think that was pretty much like how it was, but I think like XC had issues. Halo 2 still has issues, I think, and Halo 3 currently has issues where it doesn't mirror it exactly when it went, but still functionally
like that.
Yeah,
you know, that all that, like, people don't understand, all that stuff takes the server tick rate that they've upgraded with all the back end stuff that they've done. Is really, and then I mean it was 60 hertz on console, and then when you bump over to PC and then you have unlimited frame rates to talk about and things like that, that plays a factor as well into hit registration and stuff like that, how the game reacts. So it's a lot to take in, but they'll get it eventually. I mean, they have to. They don't got no dang choice, especially with Infinite coming up. This is a really good learning experience for 343 to develop on PC and get, learn. Yeah, they're learning as they go along. I think with each subsequent release, we're getting there. I mean, Halo 3 felt really good during the flight. I expect this launch to be a lot better than Halo 2's. Compared to the flight, even Halo 2's flight actually didn't. It felt pretty damn good, but then when the game came out, a bunch of stuff
something
went
wrong,
different. So we'll see. But I don't know. You felt like they maybe pushed Halo 3 back a week or two, just to, especially taking in consideration the pandemic and stuff. Maybe they're like, hey, might have rushed Halo 2. Maybe we should step back real quick, make sure you have to get Halo 3 right. It's the most popular.
You absolutely need to get it down. And I think it pretty much just showed MCC really as a whole is really just showing you can't just do a Control-C, Control-V video game. Boom, $60, please. It's a lot more than just that. And but yeah, so we got July 14th. I called it, by the way, back in June. I've been saying July 14th this whole time, haven't I, Pat? Have I not?
Yep.
Yes, I did. Okay. My speculation skills are on point. All right. I mean, so that means that Infinite's going to have jetpacks. Speculation.
Okay. That's where I just don't want Kevin to be here. Jetpacks and Bloom. Because Bloom's not that bad, everybody.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, let's not. All right, well, we won't get into that. We're not going to get into that one.
So I think we're ready to move over to some Halo Infinite news then.
Yes.
Yeah, we got
the reveal.
Yeah, we have a reveal date announced, guys. Super excited about that. It is July 23rd, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're finally going to get Halo Infinite revealed to the public. Like an actual game reveal. It feels so weird to say that. Like I've always said, like, it feels like, when you're talking about Infinite, it feels like I'm talking about like the abominable snowman, or like Sasquatch, or like El Chupacabra, or something like that. It's like these mythical creatures that like people say they've seen. They have photo evidence, but no one can truly prove that it exists. I think this day is gonna be one of the biggest days in Halo history.
Dude, this month, I think maybe Fletch said it. I don't remember who said it, but this is probably the biggest month for Halo in the last 10 years.
I think it was Fletch in his recent video,
Yeah, it is huge, man. Like, Halo 3 is the pinnacle of the series. It's coming to PC. Never been on PC before, which I get why you would say, they probably should start with that because you haven't been able to finish the fight on PC. It's the most popular Halo. It's gonna freaking blow up the internet. We'll see the legs it has after release, depending on how it launches. That's the first and foremost, most important thing. But with the July event, we've been waiting 5 years for a new Halo game. Say what you want about Halo 5. I'll defend Halo 5's multiplayer to the day I die. It's still my second favorite multiplayer to this day. I love Halo 5's multiplayer, so I'm really excited to see. But it's been 5 years since we've had a Halo game. We've never had to wait. 5 years? You don't have 5 years? No. It's just been way too long of a wait, man. It's been way too long of a wait. I don't care if it has sprint. I don't care if it's classic. I just want a new Halo game.
Yeah.
Honestly, I am almost up to here about had it with playing the old Halos. Like I love them. If I could play any game for the rest of my life to the day I die, MCC would probably be it. Just to be able to play all the Halos on one disc. It's kind of cheating to say, yeah, MCC is the game I would play.
Yeah, that's like asking for more wishes when you get a genie.
Exactly. Yeah, can I get 3 more wishes, please? But at the same time, it's just like I need something new, and Halo is the only game that keeps me coming back after all these years. I'll play Call of Duty, I'll play other shooters, I'll play Destiny. You won't see me playing Destiny 2 10 years after the release of a game. It's just not going to happen. Halo's the only game that does that for me, So, it has that going for it, but still 5 years is way too long of a time to go without a release of a game, especially for Halo. So I am beyond hyped, man. It's hard for me to imagine Infinite failing, like being bad.
Yeah.
Like it would have to really be bad.
With
like even Halo
4
was
with all this dev time,
new engine, all this dev time, going back to what makes Halo great. All these key things that they're saying. Maybe open world gameplay, all the big environments.
Make
same things they said
again.
about Halo
it's
5.
Gonna be, it's gonna
make
be
Halo
fantastic.
great again. It's tremendous.
These people over here are gonna make it fantastic game. It's just the best. Tell me, people are saying it's gonna be great. I believe them.
So it's got a lot riding on it, man. You're seeing the hype really build up for Infinite. It's launching with a new generation of consoles from Xbox. It's going to be on PC, so the PC community is hyped. Dude, the new series of cards may be coming out from Nvidia right before Infinite launches, so might have to snag one of those just to really push the just graphical fidelity of Infinite. Like there's a lot to be excited about right now as a Halo fan, and it's absolutely awesome because we've been waiting a long freaking time. As Halo content creators, we've gone through quite the drought, dude. I've really like thought about like what the hell am I supposed to like. I'm not that creative a person, so I report on news. I can't be like a Hidden Xperia going deep into the lore. I know a little bit of lore, but I don't know all of it. I can't be making videos like Taquin where you're just doing like funny meme videos, or Act Man, with that kind of creativity. Being a Halo news reporter, basically, it's been freaking hard.
Yeah, man.
Okay, it's been hard to report on anything. We've been these stupid Mega Bloks toy reveals for the longest. I'm sick of them. You saw that thing that Blaze posted where the pilot wipes the screen, and just like I was like, dude, I was half expecting like a Mega Bloks toy to be behind that. Just like, here you go. Like it's been unreal, man. But it's finally like we're gonna get a steady drip of information from now on, and we're gonna be all over that stuff. So
that's why
I honestly cannot.
That's why I think like so many people were so excited about just like that Banished reveal that 343 posted like what last week was it? About like that little thing. It signified more than what it actually showed. But like, guys, it's starting. The news trickle is coming for Halo Infinite. The season is here. 'Tis the season for leaks and information. So yeah, just can't wait for it, man. July 23rd. I think you and I are both gonna be doing our own watch party video, so probably might even do like a little collab video kind of talking about. We're definitely gonna be talking about it on the podcast, that's for sure. They'll probably have an entire podcast dedicated
maybe
to
we'll
it.
do like a post show Hop episode live, special edition, how like
Mhm.
IGN does that kind of stuff with their unlocked stuff. Maybe we'll do like a Halo react like immediately after, just fresh thoughts while it's fresh in our heads.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do something for
Oh my
sure.
gosh, it still feels so far away, but yet so close at the same time.
Yeah, July 23rd, guys. July 23rd
Whew.
is what, two weeks and
Mhm.
2 days away. 16 days. So
Yeah.
it's creeping up on us, but still, it's fun. Why did they have to do it at the end of the month, man? Like I knew it was coming. Like I'm like, all right, July 4th is beginning of the month. There's no way they're gonna do it around there. So maybe middle of the month if we're lucky. No, end of the month. Make us wait even longer. But hopefully it's worth it. I expect Infinite to have 15 to 20 minutes at least of showcasing. I don't know how long the show's gonna be. If it's an hour, I'd probably say 15 minutes. If it's longer than an hour, then yeah, you could push it up a little bit.
How long was
But
the gameplay reveal that they did back in May? Like the stream as a whole. Like I know they had like a 30-minute warm up time, but I think the whole thing was like 45 minutes long or something.
or yeah, no more than an hour.
Yeah.
But this is their big first party showcase, and I'm actually really excited for that too, because Xbox has bought a lot of studios
Yeah.
and they're working on a lot of cool stuff. I will always be biased towards Xbox because of Halo. I've always stuck with Xbox through the years. I'll probably still buy a Series X, even though I've kind of transitioned more into the PC side now a little bit, just because I'm invested in that ecosystem. Achievements. I've had my a gamer tag for 11 plus years. I'm invested in that. It's kind of hard to let that all go. I love the integration into PC. It's made that transition a lot easier. You can still get achievements and stuff like that on PC, and Game Passes on PC and stuff like that. Which, do you want to talk about that too? That Halo Infinite might be $70 with these new generation of games coming out. That could be a thing, and that's kind of the one thing I wanted to mention. I have one word to combat that, and that's Game Pass, because I have it on I have Ultimate, so I have it on PC. I have it on the Xbox. I'm gonna probably buy a Series X. Like I said, I'll probably keep one of my Xbox One X's, so I'll have Infinite on my One X, my Series X, my PC, and then I'm probably gonna buy, if it's a Series X limited edition console too that comes out. I'm gonna buy that. If there's a legendary edition, I'm gonna buy that. If there's a limited edition controller, I'm gonna buy that. Hell, I'm thinking they might even, Cyberpunk's got its own graphics card coming out. Halo,
dude, a Halo
Infinite 3080,
that would
RTX 3080 Halo edition.
Dude, I wouldn't be far off. That's not far off.
Dude, I would drop the money instantly for that. When Halo comes out, my wife knows, dude. Like when Halo comes out, I drop thousands on that stupid fucking game, dude. I buy everything, like, and it adds up quick, especially when you buy a new system. When yours is perfectly in fine condition and you buy a new one anyways because it has Halo on it, they get suckers like me instantly with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, so actually, so to kind of touch on what you mentioned earlier about like the price jump potentially, there was recently like a Kotaku article right here, kind of showcasing that NBA 2K21 is going to cost $70, $69.99. Nice on that one. And for the PS5 and Xbox Series X, which I think to me kind of signifies a price jump overall in games when it comes to the next generation. That's usually when we will see a new price jump, is with a new console. I remember seeing that when the like 360 and PS3 came out. I think there was a price jump then. If I remember, that was like the last major price jump, and that was like what, 2004, 2003? I think 2003.
360, 2005 or
2005,
5 or 6, because Halo 2 was 2004, and that was still original.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so I think it was 2005. Yeah. And so that would make sense that that they would price the NBA games would price their game at the same price as everything else. That you would see out on the market, which they've always done traditionally. I couldn't imagine that the price of just the NBA game being $10 more than everything else. So I would assume that you're probably seeing,
especially with the microtransaction that's loaded with the 2K games.
Oh yeah.
I think somebody did like an inflation measure of $59.99 back when games were like that to compare to now, and I mean, it makes sense to me,
Mm.
but if you're charging more, I mean, I know they're not going to listen to this, but if you're charging more money, I know games are more and more expensive to make nowadays. As technology advances, you really want to push the boundaries. As hardware, advances, you want to push the boundaries of that hardware. Halo Infinite's rumored to be one of the most expensive games of all time, if not the most expensive game made of all time. And that's considering games like GTA or Red Dead Redemption that are huge open world games. I mean, if Halo Infinite is truly open world, then it would make a lot of sense. But if it's semi open world, that's a lot of money to be sinking into an
Mm.
FPS exclusive game. Something that's not multi-platform. And I mean, PC, but it's not on PlayStation. It's not on the Switch. It's different. That's a lot of money, and I could see a justified price, a price hike. But don't give me more microtransactions. If you're
Well,
gonna raise the price, that season pass bullshit and all those microtransactions, it's already a hard sell. It's gonna be even harder sell for
mm.
people, and you're really gonna paint yourself in a negative light, Activision style or EA style, if you decide to launch with a game that has a bunch of microtransactions. Even the new Crash Bandicoot dude is rumored to have in-game purchases, like microtransactions for a campaign only game. Like
Yeah,
there's
no.
like skins and stuff, that you can. It's Activision, remember that too.
Yeah,
So it
true.
makes more sense when you say that. But
Money.
it's like, yeah, like Angry Joe does, the greedy Activision dude, the corporate
Mm.
commando or whatever.
Mhm.
He's so funny. Um, but yeah, it's crazy to
Yeah.
think about. Hopefully, that means microtransactions can die. I
Well,
highly doubt that's going to
I
happen
just
if they raise the
I
price.
just typed this into an inflation calculator. So if in 2004 you spent your game cost $60 back then, in 2020 that same game would cost 81.44. So there has been
Jeez.
it's say that's probably like an understandable price jump for inflation nowadays. Even though I say just in general games like by themselves are rather cheap compared to other forms of entertainment. I mean, hell, you spend $15 on a movie ticket for an hour and a half worth of entertainment. You drop 40. I've seen people drop $30, $40 for a Blu-ray. So and you only get that much entertainment, and you rarely use it. Where a game, $60, $70 now probably. You get hundreds, if not thousands, of hours worth of entertainment out of it. So
Yeah,
it might be a little bit higher price up front, but then how much money, how much you're getting out of it is well worth the cost, and still, in my opinion,
absolutely.
yeah.
There is no better deal than a video game, in my opinion.
Mm.
That's why I love Game Pass so much too, for how cheap it is. That all the games there, and there's good games on there for you to play, especially if you're talking first party exclusives alone. Halo, Gears, Forza for $10 a month. It's a pretty good deal, but there's a lot of really good games on there as well. Besides that, and yeah, like ever since I became more serious in the game, I've always been a gamer, but as I've grown older, I've gotten more serious and took it, under my wing as a hobby, like a hunter would, or a fisher, or somebody who plays sports. It's been my hobby, and
Mm.
$60 for a game is nothing. Like you said, you go to the movie theater, you're dropping 15, and I have a
Go
family of
out for
four,
dinner.
so I'm dropping $10 at least a ticket per person. And then on top of that, I got to go to concession stands because I can't go into a movie theater without some buttered popcorn.
Exactly.
And that's another $15 for the damn bucket of popcorn alone. I'm walking out of there spending 80, $90 by the end of the day for a movie trip, a video game. I'm playing Halo, I played Halo 5 5 years after its launch. I'm still playing it 5 years later
Mm-hmm.
for $60. That's like I said, I spent like $1,000 on Halo 5 when that came out. So, but still the amount of value you get in a video game, you can't replicate that. So
Mm.
I get it. It's a medium that needs more money probably because, like I said, the costs are going up to make video games. So it only makes sense to. I honestly expected that price hike this gen when it launched, and I was shocked that it stayed at $59.99. So I understand, that it's, and another thing that might factor in is more development costs for upgrading, especially with the Series X and the Xbox One. It's all part of the same family, so developers have to spend more time, really helping make the Series X improvements over the Xbox One improvements. So maybe that $10 helps them, with all the time that they're putting in for the enhancements of the Series X versions compared to the Xbox One versions. Who knows? So that could totally be a factor too.
Well, yeah, like that crossover period from generations of consoles, that's like the perfect time to make the price jump, because when you're pricing your new games at a higher price, you're like, well, I'm getting way better of a product. Just if I think fidelity wise, with graphics and resolutions and more features and stuff like that. So you're like, yeah, justifying the extra cost. Like as a consumer, you can understand that. If you did it like mid generation, oh my god, Reddit would just be exploding.
You have to rip that Band-Aid off right away. Let people know what they're getting into right away, and make it clear too that that's what you should expect, and give us a reason why. Like, all right, games are costing $10 more. Look at this game, Series X compared to the Xbox One X. Here's why it's costing $10 more. Look at the difference between this.
And also just like
that's a big thing.
And also just like all the gaming development as a whole has completely changed from just the 360 days to now. I mean, like now every game's trying to be a live service. Every game, microtransactions are in every game pretty much right now to try to supplement costs for just the upfront cost of a game itself, because development has gone up. And like the live service model, and just the extended, people demanding more out of their games, higher fidelity, higher quality, more content, constant updates, that like it's gotta cost more. I'm sorry.
I mean, there's problems in the industry with crunch time and developers getting burnt out
real bad.
There's a lot of games take more time to make. They take more polish to make. It's not the old days anymore. On top of that, you got,
I mean, like Bungie went from like a 30-man studio for Halo 1, and now they're like 1,000+ person studio with multiple contracted companies to make Destiny. It's crazy how many people get their hands involved with it. I mean, because gaming, that's a legit, especially from the 360 generation days too, it's become like a legitimate form of entertainment. Mainstream. It's mainstream. It's media, gone from the basement. Like it's gone from the basement to the big screen.
Yep. Exactly. I mean, you see a lot more inspirations from video games in Hollywood. We have a lot more games as shows now. Like games are storytelling mediums. Like it's just like a book. It's just like music. It's just like movies. It's another big form of entertainment now. It's finally being recognized as one of the big forms of entertainment in our world. Video gaming is grown tremendously, especially with mobile gaming and stuff like that. More gamers out there. I don't really consider mobile gamers, but
wow,
that's another story. Then on top of that, you have studios like The Initiative, that are one of the new studios at Microsoft that is just loaded with talent from around the industry, saying that they're making quadruple A experiences. I never freaking heard of a quadruple. I've heard of triple A games. They're talking about quadruple A games. So that makes me think that's even bigger than a freaking blockbuster. That's a mega blockbuster game that's going to cost a lot of money to make. So it all makes sense that it's going to get more expensive. So like I said, it really can't be helped at this point, and I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, I think it's well worth the cost anyways. Yeah, it sucks having to pay more money, but when you think about it all, it's kind of have to, it's a bull you gotta buy kind of thing,
Chump change, man. 10 more bucks.
Yeah, sure.
Like I said, video games are such a good deal anyways, so.
Exactly. Just don't buy that latte from Starbucks, you're fine.
Yeah, Mr. Seattle. Talking to you over there.
But yeah, so actually we got some more Infinite news. We went pretty off on the price point right there, but it's definitely something worth mentioning for sure. But I think it's
definitely
good. Another thing I want to talk about here as well is that recently Halo was like, hey, check us out on YouTube. Like, yeah, we know you got a YouTube channel, but some people did a little snooping with this image right here. I mean, it looks pretty sweet, Halo Infinite, all that great stuff. But then when you think about it, you got like these numbers in the upper right and lower left hand corner. Why? Like, why are there numbers? Like, why not just like more dots and lines? Because some people have done a little bit of snooping. This is all speculation, so don't take my word exactly for it, but Hidden Xperia said he got this information from Sims, who was like that commentator for Halo events. He took the numbers as like a coordinate, search it in, did some weird number thing. I tried doing the same thing. I was confused on how he did this, but basically, well, he found like the longitude latitude kind of let out here, which I think later on he did mention how he kind of messed up on that, and actually how the coordinates actually lead straight to Voi in Africa. And in Voi, if you guys ever played Halo 3 or Halo 2, that like, yeah,
or ODST.
Yeah, like Voi is a very important part. That's where the portal to get to the Ark is on Earth. So, I mean, last time we heard of Aatrox, I think, was on the Ark, right? I haven't played through all of
Halo Wars 2. The Ark was huge in the story, so yeah. And
with the Banished coming in,
was a natural success into Halo 5, so yeah, the Banisher and Halo Infinite, it all makes sense.
So I'm just saying we might have some kind of tie-in with, you know, going back to Voi, maybe going back to that portal, which would be awesome just to see back again in Halo and such a higher fidelity with the new console technology and stuff like that. Oh yeah. That was like one of the most beautiful scenes in Halo 3. And that was back in 2007 when that game came out, and it still looks good. Couldn't imagine what it looks like now, you know? So I just thought it was like a little tidbit of information. I thought it was something pretty cool to share with you guys. I just, you know,
definitely
just throw it out there. Just throwing it out there. Think about it what you will, you know? Talk amongst yourselves. You know,
a little grain of salt there, sprinkle that, but still, it makes way too much sense. Yeah.
So I thought it was kind of a cool thing to bring up there. Now, we haven't had any inclination that Voi or Earth as a whole are going to be involved with Halo Infinite. I think the only place we really know that's has some pretty solid evidence of being in Halo Infinite is Zeta Halo. I haven't really heard of anything else. Maybe Reach, just because of like the previous events right before Infinite happened on Reach, and we see a lot of Reach weapons in like the Halo Infinite toy reveals. So that's something to take in consideration as well. But that would be pretty cool. Pretty cool. So yeah. So anything you want to add on there, Pat, or should we move on to the next topic?
No, let's talk about your little TV show update.
Well,
you did a video on it, so I figured I'd let you take the lead on that one.
Okay, yeah. So we actually recently had some Halo TV show news, which we haven't heard of in like a year almost. The last time we had any bit of like news from them, they've been pretty hush over there. But I think it's just because they're just like, well, we're just developing Halo. We got the cast. The last time we heard was like the casting for Halo Infinite or Halo's TV show. And some people were not too fond of that, which I thought was like, I didn't think that was that big of a deal. And so it's been a while since we've heard about that, but we actually got a little bit of news. As you currently know, in the US, case counts are doing this thing. Everybody else in the world is doing that thing. And so right now, unnecessary travel from the US to the EU is currently banned at the moment. Yeah, but that makes you also think, though, what about the Halo TV show? There's a bunch of American actors in that show, and they're filming over in Budapest, which is over in Europe. Well, actually, it seems like they're going to give a little bit of an exemption to those people over in good old Halo TV show awesomeness, where basically a lot of the cast and crew from various TV shows that are being filmed over in the same area of Budapest are going to get exempt to where they can actually fly back over there, continue filming, since they've been on hiatus since the beginning of this viral situation. Understandable. And that actually kind of some interesting stuff I saw when I was kind of scrolling through this article when they mentioned Halo. Right here, so the Hungarian spent Showtime Halo to be released in 2021 exceeds $41.3 million in their budget. And I was like, well, what? Like, that's a good amount of money. Are there any TV shows that spend about that same amount of money? And I looked it up, and almost exactly the same budget is given to The Walking Dead. So kind of, you can imagine at least the caliber of like production, acting, just the entire package. The Walking Dead is still like a top 10 viewed show, even though a lot of people said the last few seasons haven't been that great.
Sucks now.
Yeah, but it's still more people want. Still top 10 rated show on right now, which is pretty, still a significant thing they take a little clout for as well. And this is something else kind of cool to get the idea of what the budget that they're dealing with, because I think we heard that they wanted to do Game of Thrones level of
way back.
For the Halo TV show. But then I looked up that, and the last season of Game of Thrones, it was like $15 million an episode for season 8 of Game of Thrones.
On another level compared to everything else.
Showtime's
not as big as HBO. So I could understand the budget going down a little
Which
bit.
makes you also think, though, since Showtime doesn't have as big of a budget as you would say for HBO, but are willing to put that much money into Halo's production, lets you know that they were taking it pretty seriously. They want this to be a good show. They're putting the time, at least the money into it, So expected.
It doesn't equal everything.
Yeah, true. I mean,
Halo 4 was
last season of Game of Thrones
a really expensive game to make. Halo 4 was super expensive to make.
And the last season of Game of Thrones was exactly the best season for
rating was
TV shows. Yeah, that last season.
I don't want to go down that hole, man. I'm one of those fanboys that get pissed off over the little shit sometimes, like Star Wars and Game of Thrones. So
you know what? The thing is with Game of Thrones, I like the notes that they hit in the season. I just hated how they got there. You know, but everything that they did, I agree with. Just I don't agree how they got there.
We'll say that. I mean, me and you might have to talk about that after the podcast. Yeah, that might be a good discussion.
This isn't a Thrones cast. This is a Halo cast. But
we could do that kind of stuff when the TV show comes out. We could talk Halo and how we're disappointed in some of the arcs and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So, but I thought it was kind of interesting. Again, it's slated to release in 2021. I'm assuming probably first quarter of 2021. Probably like by March.
They said originally, with the pandemic, it might get pushed back a little bit, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can imagine maybe more like a summer release, maybe then because of that.
Yeah, summer. I would think.
Because they already delayed it without knowing of COVID nonsense going on.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can imagine.
I would like to see a trailer by the end of the year, though. That would be nice.
That would be nice.
See a trailer for the show.
I would like that. I would like that too. Just like a little bit of tease, but they're still shooting. They're still in production, putting that whole thing together right now. So I'm going to expect anything until probably honestly probably like beginning of next year. We probably won't really see anything like a trailer wise. Maybe this holiday or something like that once they're done shooting, because usually. Shows do, or they're shooting during the summer months and then do the editing during the winter.
Yeah,
because I know that's kind of like how. What am I thinking about? Like actually, Walking Dead. I know that's how they kind of do their productions, as they shoot during the summer and then release in the fall, kind of thing. There is that, and apparently I messed up on some links here because I can't find the MCC playlist updates.
I couldn't find those either. I've been looking all over. I could not find what's coming with MCC. We do have Halo 5, so we'll talk about that, because I don't honestly think they've talked about MCC as far as what's coming as far as the rotational playlist lately. I could be wrong on that. However, right now, as of recording, it is the 7th. So on July 9th, ODST Slayer is rotating in for Shoddy Snipes on Halo 5. We also have Rock and Roll, the best way to grind XP.
Oh, yeah.
In my opinion, yes. Rotates in for ODST Slayer. That's coming in on July 16th. So if you're still trying to get to that 152 grind, because you do get something in Infinite, a little bit of a reward if you
probably
make it 152 in Halo 5.
Probably coming out in November.
Yep, probably. You still got time. There's still time. I would say if you're anywhere in the 148 to 149 and you're really dedicated, you still have time to make it before Infinite comes out.
How dedicated are you talking dedicated? How dedicated
you gotta be Patman level dedicated.
I'm talking about like Halo 5 is the only game you're playing when you have game time. Dedicated.
Like I said, Patman level dedicated, because that's what it took for me to get there. So you still got time, folks. Kevin still has time if he ever decides to go back to Halo 5, but that's probably not happening. So we'll be flexing that sweet sweat what's it called? Armor effect. You know, the sweat dripping for the
Oh
Halo
my god,
5
I really
152.
hope it's like a sweaty armor effect when it comes to
It would be
the
so funny.
Infinite.
Just and you hear just like
Oh
little
god, that'd be
droplets,
so
like when you're
great.
walking by.
You hear like
We'll be
you
flexing
hear
that on Kevin.
you hear little drops as you're like running through the map.
Oh, that'd be
Oh,
so
that'd
good.
be
And then
so
there's ray
good.
tracing, so that you'll see like the reflections
Oh my god,
off of the
yeah.
puddles
And you
of
can
sweat.
see, and it's just a Pepe face when you
So
look back
good.
at yourself.
So yeah. Um, but besides that, I haven't seen anything new on MCC as far as a playlist update. I think Shoddy Snipes is active right now, if
Yes,
I'm
it is.
correct,
Yeah.
on the playlist. But we don't know what's coming next. So besides that, let's bring it into the finale of the inaugural Halo Outreach podcast episode. 1 year once again. It's been really fun, honestly. I'm glad that I was able to reach out to Kevin, and I was glad Kevin said yes.
I said
Glad
yes.
He said yes to me.
I said
He
yes.
said yes. He said yes. God. You know, I'm really glad that we got together to do this. Two of the real juggernauts of the Halo
yeah.
news
Mhm.
of YouTube. When you look up Halo news, me and Kevin are up there. Okay, we're two of like the top 5 guys up there. So two juggernauts coming together. Two of the 5 Halo YouTubers that do news. We're up there. We're in that top 5. You know, I'm really glad that we got to do this. Thank you guys so much for the support over the year. It's been amazing. I cannot wait to do a whole another year of this. It's only gonna evolve from here, especially with the TV show coming out. We can do like episodes right after a TV show airs. We can talk about that, do like special edition Halo
Talking
Outreach
Dead,
podcast.
but like Halo style.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of opportunity when Infinite comes out. There's a lot of opportunity for the podcast, for collaborations with me and Kevin. So we do really appreciate all the support. Honestly, we're blown away by the support sometimes. To people want to listen to us ramble for an hour at a time. So thank you guys so much for the amazing first year. I look forward to the future for both of us as content creators, as friends. You know, it's going to be a big year for us. Kevin, before we go, if people are new here and they're looking to find KevinKoolx content, whether it be on Twitter, YouTube, what have you, where can they find you?
Well, if you're listening to the podcast or watching it on YouTube, you can check the links in the description. That's where all the good stuff is for Pat and I. But you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube especially. I've been on this ever since like quarantine, basically. I've been on this YouTube grind. I'm like, I have the last I've actually looked at the recent like lists of videos I've posted. I've probably missed me about 10 days in the past like 3 months for uploading something, which is like crazy for me because before I was like maybe 3 videos a week.
Right.
And
yeah,
so,
I used to max out at like 2 videos a week, and now I just made 2 videos today. Yeah. So it's definitely been a change.
I'm liking quarantine. Man, some people might be going stir crazy. Yeah. I'm really enjoying it. I'm seeing this.
I'm in my element. I'm fine with quarantine.
I also want to say a big shout out to Joe Biden and his ads. They're really helping me out on YouTube as well. Literally every time I click on a video, it's like, "Hey guys, Joe Biden here." I'm like, "Fuck! Get that out of my face! I don't care."
It could be Trump.
True.
It could have Trump ads.
Could be very worse. It could be worse. We're about to reach our end of the month deadline here, and it's the goal. I'm like, God, this guy can barely make talk in a freaking recorded video. Anyways, yeah, you can catch me on all your standard media formats. Check the links in the description of the video. You can find me there. Pat, where can people find you on the internet?
Thank you for asking, Mr. KevinKoolx. You could find me at the Patman Gaming on Twitter. Yes, I've changed my voice. I'm speaking in a different tone of voice right now.
Speaking in Batman.
You can also find me. Yes. You can also find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/thepatmangaming. Where are the other drugs going?
He must have friends.
Swear to me. You can find me also on YouTube, Patman Gaming. Type that in on your YouTube search bar, and on Instagram, the Patman Gaming. just look at the links in the description, people. You type in Patman Gaming. By now, I should pop up. You know, there's still some imposters out there, but you should be pretty safe to type in Patman Gaming and find me on
There was a
internet,
while
so.
there where I was like about almost like every week I was
You would
sending
check for me.
I would find like new screenshots of like different people who are Patman Gaming. Like,
Yes.
it's such a
Kevin would send me links like, yo, you got some competition.
Guess I'm not a Patman. Hey, there's another KevinKoolx out there that apparently got caught up in some YouTube drama because he was doing Minecraft videos. But now I think I supersede him now since he's been inactive for a few years. I'm the true KevinKoolx X. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. As always, 1 year. Can't wait for make another year worth of podcasts for you guys to enjoy. And so just
maybe
talk about
at Halo Outpost Discovery next year. If that could please happen.
Oh my god, can you imagine? That'd be sick.
Yes,
A little panel excitement right there. But anyways,
Panel hype.
thank you guys so much for watching. We greatly appreciate it. And like I said, check out links in the description. And we'll catch you next week in another episode of the Halo Outreach Podcast.